Welcome back everyone. Today we're in the Giants editor and I'm Jewel, and as you can see we're on the Jewel's Peaceful Valley map. We're on the main farm where we're going to work with the animal stuff. We're going to add a manure heap. Had a person ask a question about how to add that, and I'm going to try to show that in this video. Now I won't be able to do the testing in game and stuff because I don't want to make the video too long. It's harder for me to upload when I do some of the simulator stuff right now. It's easier for me to upload to just the Giants editor part. I can do a little bit in the FS22 area of the game, like just a few minutes, but it takes too much gigabytes right now for my internet. So I'm just going to put it in there, show you how to do it, and then you can test it and whatever. When you do yours, go in there and make sure it all works out. You need to have a farm, a barn that actually does straw and the food and water. And this one does water, automatic water, not the water that you could add in from a smaller uh, animal barn. The smaller animal barns have the water icon and you can dump the water in there yourself. And then these bigger ones, they don't have it, they have it automatically, and unless you do a custom one. And so in this episode, I'm just going to show about the manure heap, and I'm going to do it for the cow barn in this particular case. So we're going to jump in the game to grab some information. There's many ways you can do it. You don't really have to do that. You could just do it by copying and pasting some of the other information you have in your placeables, but I just want to do it this way and maybe make it easier for some folks. But we're going to go ahead, and only the animals that have the straw option and the basically food and water or what have you will it work with. It don't work, I don't think, for any of the chickens that I know of. They don't produce any of that. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. I appreciate all the new subscribers. Welcome to the channel. If you're new to the channel and you want to learn about map making, I have a lot of tutorials. So look at my playlist and you can hopefully get some stuff to help you out. Now we're going to go in the game real quick and we're going to place down the manure heap, and we're going to remember which of the save games we went into. Now I hadn't opened this, so let's go ahead and find it. Alright, let's go ahead and jump in. And as you can see, it's 27 degrees, so I got my heater going. So if you hear a little noise of a fan sound, it's just my heater running. I try not to have any noise going whenever I record, but in this case, it's pretty cold, so we don't want to do that. Alright, so we're going to go pick out a save slot, and this is the empty slot number 12, so that's what we're going to pick this time. I was picking this one, for now I'm going to leave that one. But we'll go with 12. We'll remember that we need to check 12. That's the number we need to remember. So we're going to go in, go to my map, go to your map, whichever one you're doing. And I could just deselect that stuff. Alright, it'll hopefully load up a little quicker. But in the meantime, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe if you want to see more about tutorials on Farming Simulator 19 and 22. I have some of 19 and some of 22, and you can see some simulator games play on my playlist as well, like Ranch Simulator, Farming Simulator 19 and 22, Trader Life Simulator 1 and 2, and then Hotel Renovator, the demo, and some different ones. There will be some more videos coming in the future of all those different things. I also did Goal Rush the game quite a bit. So check that out. But for now, we're just working on our map, or this map. So stay tuned for that. But if you will, go ahead and subscribe and hit your notification bell on to get the notifications. I've been posting every day, and I plan to keep doing that. I'm trying to get some of this done. I want to get this map a lot further along because it's a 4X, and I'm trying to knock a lot out on it. So we still got a lot to do, but just stay tuned. Alright, we're going to go in and get in. Hop in the game. And, excuse me, this was the last item we did. I should have moved to career start point, but let me get myself over to Where am I at here? The cow barn, I guess. Alright, so now, as you can see, we have it here. And it doesn't matter where we put it, because we're going to put it wherever we want in game. Now, I'm going to have to adjust some stuff in the map area. All I'm getting is the information. So if it changes the ground here, I'm not worried about that. Okay, so don't worry about that. So we're going to come in here. As you can see, we got all these. And we're going to, you got to have it kind of close. You don't have to have it right up against it. If you'll notice, when you hit the option, you come down here, hit this, hit construction. Silos, you go down to the end and you'll notice when you pick it, if you don't put it, let me see if I can get a better angle, depending on where you put it, see how it shows it's overlap, and then you got, when it shows the money, that means you're good, but you can't put it too close, you know, but you also can't put it too far away, as far as I know. Now this one's showing pretty far. Let me back up over here for some reason. Well, this one's showing anywhere, so this one might work anywhere, but typically it has a little thing, I thought, that didn't let you go that far away, like you're too far away from the animals. But I mean, if I'm doing it, I want the animals, the manure to be kind of near the animals. It kind of don't make sense to not have it near the animals. So in this case, just for this, just to get the information, we're going to throw it here. But I'm not going to put it, probably not put it there in the actual in-game. We'll see where I'm going to put it. But we're going to click here. And we put it down. Now all we got to do is save it. So we're going to hit escape, escape, and escape. Now first we're going to look at it real quick and show you that here we go. It shows it. And we're not going to do anything to it. We're not going to make it have any manure or nothing in it right now. See? And you can see it's just sitting there. Now this is the little spot where you can get the manure out of here with a trailer. So, or you can come in here and scoop it up and load it into a trailer. Okay, don't worry about the ground. That's not going to be a problem. It's going to all work out. All right. So now we're going to hit escape and we're going to hit save, and we're going to come out of the game, quit the game. And then go to the saves and find out where our information is. So we're going to get out of here. And I believe it was 12, but it might be wrong. It might have been 11. We can go look. It'll show us what it is. Come up here to Documents. My Games, double click. Farm Sim 22, double click. I believe it was this one. Yeah, 12, I believe. Let's look and see. Go under placeables. Now, if you've seen some of my previous episodes, this little blue circle looking thing here, it's basically the Microsoft Edge emblem. They changed it. Somehow I updated something and it changed it, and so now we're going to have this, and I don't like it. I'd rather it show what it showed before, which was just like a little piece of paper, and it said over here, it would say XML document before. Now it's saying Microsoft Edge HTML document, which I don't particularly like this. I wish it was the other way, but I updated something and it changed it. So, if you're confused when you see those little things, don't panic. Just remember, it's changed it from what it was on my other videos to this. It's still the same. Other than that, just click on this placeables line, right click, and click edit with Notepad++. Excuse me. Now we're going to come to the bottom of the list. Excuse me. And let's roll down a lot faster than that. And we should have the manure heap. And as you can see, there it is. Now we're going to click just above this last one on this line here. And we're going to highlight that whole area up to this where it says manure heap, all the way over, right click and click copy. Now we're going to close that out. We don't need it open. And we're going to minimize this. And we're going to go to Documents, My Games, Farm Sim 22, Mods, and My Map Name. You go to your map name. Preferably your map is in the Mods folder like this one. And then you're going to go to Placeables, XML. Mine's in XML. Yours is probably in Maps, Maps US, and then Placeables XML. Mine's in XML and then Placeables XML. Right click on it after you highlight it and hit Edit with Notepad++. Okay, so now we're just going to stick this at the bottom. So we're going to come down here and not behind this one, but the one just above the last one. At the end, hit Enter. Then you're going to right click and click Paste. Now it's going to put that in there. Now it tells you the path. Data, Placeables, Lizard, Manure, Heap, .xml. Now we need to make sure there's no ID 50 in this list, or we can delete that altogether, this whole little piece here. But I'm just going to look and see if there's a 50, which I don't believe there is. Shouldn't be. No. So we're good. We can leave it. I'm not worried about it. Position. And we got all this. It shows the age, farm ID 1. Now in this case, from my understanding, we should need this default information since it's on the main farm. So we're going to grab it up to this. We're not going to grab the greater or less than sign there. We're going to right click on that and hit copy. Then we're going to click here and right click and click paste. And then we're going to come over here and make sure that that one has the quotation marks around it. Hit space to give this a little space. And make sure all that's still the same at the end, and it is. And then we should be good to go. Now if you weren't putting it on your main farm, then you don't need to add that line, default farm property true. Now we're going to hit save. We still have to do some stuff though, but we're going to hit save for now. We will have to come back and do position and rotation. But before, we need to do that in our game, or well, in the map. So let's come back in here. What we're going to do is go to File, Import. We're going to go to D, and then Steam Library, Steam Apps, Common, double-clicking all these. Farming Simulator 22, double-click. Data, double-click. Placeables, double-click. And Lizard, double-click. Roll down to the Manure Heap, double-click. Click on it, and click Open. Once you do, it's going to pop in your map. Once it pops in and highlights right there like that, you can see it's over there at 0. You can go ahead and bring it over here. You're going to hit Control, B as in boy, left mouse click, left mouse click. Okay. Now we got to decide where we're going to put this. Now I don't really have a whole lot of big space there necessarily set up for that. So now I got to decide what I'm going to do to change what I'm going to change to make it level or whatever the case. So what I'm probably going to have to do is come this way and make it here. And we're going to turn it. We're going to turn it. I think I'm going to put it facing this way or this way. Yeah, I'm going to face it this way. We're going to make that road the level of this over here to that, okay? So we're going to go on the sculpt mode. We're going to put it on square on the brush type. We're going to roll down. We're going to have it on replace. And we're going to click roll down. Kind of get up here where this is at. And then hit Control R. And now we're going to turn it off for a second. Back out where I can see. And we're going to hit back on sculpt mode, and we're going to bring this over a little bit here and get it up to that level. Okay, we're going to get that up. We don't worry about this other side over here right now, and we're going to fix that, so don't panic on this side. Just don't worry about all that. We're not going to go over here and encroach upon that. Okay, now we're going to take my right mouse button, since it's on smooth, and I'm going to smooth this. And I'm going to have to come look at it and see if it's too steep. And it might be. We'll have to probably lift it up even higher, but we'll see. We're going to smooth all that. Okay. Now we're going to come down and see. So it might be not enough room to do a whole lot of, yeah. We're going to have to lift some things up a little bit. Just a little bit. So, let me see. We may have to move it to the back here. Definitely going to have to get some more We might put it on the side of the building here. Okay, that's probably what I'm going to do. Is put it on the side of the building because I don't want any issues and I want to be able to drive around, so we're going to have to adjust this. But remember that we're going to put this at negative, 90 to straighten it up with the building. We can't put it too close, but we don't want it too far away either. I think I want a little bit of space in between there just for any mishaps. And we'll put this here, that way they turn, do this stuff, turn, do that stuff. Then we're going to have this come around. Alright, so what we're going to have to do is, let me see if this is all crazy now. We're going to have to adjust this a little bit. We're going to slope it a little bit more, just to get it back to where it runs up that hill good. Alright, so that should be okay. We'll adjust all that later if we need to. Okay, so we're going to bring this out. And all this can be subject to change, depending on what I like or don't like. This is fluid, this is moving along, so this is mostly to show the subscriber what to do with this. So if I change something, then whatever, I may change something at some point. So we're going to bring this out over here and change this area up to where this is more of an area, so that when you drive around, you come around and you're able to get around it. Okay. So now we're gonna fix this side over here. I'm gonna make it come on around this area because I want them to be able to drive around, keep coming like that, and not have any kind of issue. Now we're gonna slope it all down. Hopefully that all matches up nicely. We'll see. And they should be okay, and we'll adjust as we go. It's all going to be different as we build. So this part needs to come on down a little bit. Alrighty. So we'll see if that's good. And like I said, it could be subject to change. I just want to get this to where they can have their information. And again, if you're concerned about that, replace it down. Control B as in boy, left mouse click, let go. When you clicking it twice on the left mouse click, if you hit that, it'll change this scale sometimes, so be careful. And if it does, hit undo up here, this little arrow, one time to fix it back. Alright, so now, and you always want to try to do it, if you've got your buildings at 90, these other ones, then you want to try to match it if you want it lined up. So I put it at on the Y, the 90. Okay, so now we can paint in concrete or whatever we need, and that's not so important. I'm not worried so much about what we have here or not. So we're just going to throw some down and go from there. The roads and all is going to be made later, however we situate it. Okay, this is just for this video here, and we'll see. Like I said, we'll make any of this adjusted if it's not right, where we can drive up properly. Okay, so we should be okay to drive up here and do this work. Okay, alright, so we got all that in there. So now we just got to remember this is the side of where our trigger's going to be. Okay, so now once you have this information, you need these numbers, and these numbers is to translate X, Y, and Z, which is the position X, Y, and Z of the area. We just put that line of information, the place it was XML. So you put your cursor at the end of these numbers, at the end of the translate X. Make sure your manure heap is completely highlighted and it's the parent or the transform group that's fully highlighted. So don't click down here. You won't get everything. Get this. So these are the children. This is the parent. So close it. Get the parent. Click at the end of the numbers. Hit Shift Control and C as in cat. Now you're going to click back on your Notepad++ where you just were, and you pasted this information in. Click in between these quotation marks of the position highlight it, hold down left mouse button, drag it over, let go of left mouse button, right click on it, and click paste. Now go back into your Giants editor, click at the end of the rotate X at the end of the numbers, hit Shift Control and C as in cat. Click back on the Notepad++, click in between the rotation quotation marks, right click and click paste. Now you can hit save. Now in this case, they didn't have this in the in-game placeables XML for Elm Creek. Normally we go in there and look and see how they have all these. Most of these are in there, not all of them. Most of the ones that say US are the ones that are in there, pretty much, and the other ones not so much. Certain ones aren't, but the ones that are, certain ones need a store item, and I'm not sure whether you actually need a store item for this or not. I'm not going to put one. They don't have one, and I don't think we need one because they didn't add this to their placeables, but I'm assuming they have one in game. I'm not sure. Probably not, actually. If I can think about it, we have to buy them all, so you might need a store item. I don't know. I will show you how to do a store item real quick in case you need it, so I'm not certain on that part. But we'll go to D drive, Steam Library, Steam Apps, Common, double clicking all these, Farming Simulator 22, Data, go to Maps, Maps US, roll down to Store Items, and remember it's hard to see now that I got this blue thing. I'm used to looking at these, so sometimes it's going to be hard to remember that. So if y'all are used to seeing the other one, I'm sorry. So this is the one. Right click and click Edit with Notepad++. As you can see, this particular one don't have that, and so I'm going off of that, but I don't think they even had that in their Elm Creek because they let you buy it from the in-game. So I'm going to say since they already have it in the in-game, we don't need it as a store item, but if you need it, just add it. So basically, if you need it, just copy one of these lines, all of it, right click on it, hit copy, okay, then come up here and close this, minimize this, go to Documents, My Games, Farm Sim 22, Mods, the map you're working on, and go find your store items or put it in your mod desk. Let me see here it is. You would put it in here if you have one of these. If you don't have one of these, you need to put it in the mod desk one here. Click on it, right click, and edit with Notepad++. You need to have a line of information that says that. You need to have a line of information that says this with the forward slash it to end it. This is the open. This is the close, or beginning and ending. And then you need to have this a line of information here, and in that case the one we would have just copied, and I didn't copy it, but if you did, you'd click here and you'd hit enter, then you would click here at the beginning and right click and click paste, and then if you had to space it over or whatever you could. I don't have to do any of that, but then I'm going to backspace because I don't need to do any of that. And then once you did that, is you would need to take that information that you put in your placeables XML, and you would need to leave the $sign, and then you would need to put it the same as the one you did in your placeables XML. So like on your placeables XML, if it said data, placeables, lizard, which that's what it says, manure heap, and then manure heap.xml, that's what you would have here. So you would, whatever, like if this part was right, but then you had to change this, then you need to change that and start typing lizard there and make sure it's the exact way you have it in your placeables XML that we just did. And then if you need to put manure heap here, put manure heap here exactly, lowercase or capital, however they have it, and then put manure heap.xml here, and then hit save. That's if you add it as a store item. I'm not sure if you have to. I'm really not sure on that part. They didn't because they didn't have it in there, but I think you don't need to because it's in the store, the main game store. So I don't know. So just if you need it, add it. If you don't, there you go. Now, once you've done all that, you've saved all that, we're going to go back to the Giants editor, and you need to do one of two things. You need to either delete this manure heap because you already added the numbers for your placeables XML, or you need to put it in a placeholders folder. If you don't have a placeholders folder, look back in my playlist of my videos and it shows you how to make one. And just click on that, watch that video, make a placeholders folder. It's not hard. This is a placeholders folder, not all that. That's just what's in it. You don't have to, you know, worry about that. Once you make it, it'll be empty. And then you basically put the stuff in it. So what you're going to do is after you make it, do all the what information it says. You can see it has information. And it don't just have that, so go watch the video. It has other stuff that you got to do down here. You're going to come to the manure heap, click on it, highlight it, the whole group, and you're going to hit the middle mouse scroll wheel and hold the button down, and don't let go, and push the mouse in the air to push it up, and then when you get to the placeholders, then let go of the middle scroll wheel, and it puts it in here. And what that's going to do, now I know most of you know, but the new people don't know, so I gotta say it. It hides it. So basically, now this right here is hidden, and we don't want two in the game. That we're gonna go into the game. If we don't hide this one in the placeholders folder, or delete it and hit save, then we'll have two in the game, because we just added the information over here, all these numbers, to the placeables XML. And since we did that, I'm going to show you what it does. Alright, first we're going to hit save that because we put it in the placeholders folder. Now we're going to hit save. Okay? And then I'm going to show you why. And alright, so now if you didn't have the placeholders folder and you don't care about this disappearing in the Giants editor, because like right now, if you already did all your map and you're just adding this last thing, you don't really care if it shows up in the Giants editor or not. Go on and delete it and hit save if you don't have a placeholders folder and you don't want to deal with it. But otherwise you got to put it in the placeholders folder. So now we're going to show you why, because basically you'd have two in game, because it'd be showing up the one to the numbers of the placeables XML in game. That's what's going to show up. Okay, so if I was to delete this right now and we go in game, it's going to still be there because it's calling it from this numbers of the placeables XML. But if I don't delete it, we're still going to have two. We're going to have two at that point because we're going to call this one and we're going to be leaving this one here. You see what I'm saying? So now we're going to go back over here. I want to go to D drive. I want to go to Steam Library and Steam Apps, Common, FS22, Data. Go to Placeables, Lizard, double clicking all these, go down to the Manure Heap, okay, double click, and then you'll come click on this, remember it's changed, it doesn't show it the same, but it's basically the XML document, but they call it HTML document, but it's XML. If I say XML, that's what I'm talking about, okay, the other ones showed it differently. So right click, hit edit, Notepad++, and you can see it calls it Data, Placeables, Lizard, Manure Heap, Manure Heap out 3D. That's what it's calling. So, and then if you look down, it's got all the information it needs. It's got telling it what it does. It's got the information about the trigger here, right here. It tells it what it accepts. It tells it the information, all the things it needs to know. Now, basically, it has the image picture, see already. And it has the name of it, and it tells it where to go, get everything. So if we'll go back and look at that area, you'll see, remember what we put? Remember it said Data, Placeables, Lizard, Manure Heap I3D? Well, our other area said Data, Placeables, Lizard, Manure Heap.xml. So this that we just opened is the XML that we're reading right now. So that is the XML. This is the XML. Okay, so that Placeables XML is calling this. It's going Data, Placeables, Lizard, Manure Heap.xml. So that's what's in our Placeables, and it's going to call this i3D. So when we open the XML, this one, it says, hey, go get the Data, Placeables, Lizard, Manure Heap.i3D, and it's going to go grab that and open that, and that is the actual i3D that's going to show up in game. They're calling it from the main game. So if you don't delete it and hit save or put it in the placeholders folder in your Giants editor, you're gonna get this one, and you're gonna get the one that you brought into your Giants editor showing up in the game. So if you hide it in the placeholders folder, it will only show this one right here that's in front of us. Okay, so make sure you hit save, minimize that, go ahead and close that. You don't want to mess with any of this, and I'm gonna have to hit save because I moved all that. Alright, so now we're going to minimize this, and we are good. I already hit save, and my career start point needs to be moved. You can move yours if you want to. I want to move it because I don't want to enter the game way over there. Control B as in boy, left mouse click, and turn this facing this. That's where we'll land. We'll hit save, and now we're going to go in the game, and you'll see it. I'm not going to, like I say, I'm not going to load up cows. I'm not going to test it out on game or anything like that. I'm just going to show you that it's there. It's got the icon and the any information it should show. But you can test it out. Like I said, there shouldn't be any other issues with it. Just make sure you don't put it too close or too far away. Kind of keep it near, but not, right up. You don't have to put it right up on the edge of it, but you could probably put it a little piece out. And depending on if they changed anything or not, you can go further than that. I don't know. Just depends on if they changed anything. But we're going to go on in the game, and we will see it there. But I appreciate everybody. I hope this makes sense. Hope I didn't leave anything off that you needed to know. But basically, you need straw, food, and water. And you should be able to make the manure, and it will load up, and you'll be good. So let's get on in there. We can pick whichever one we can delete. Number 12, since we already got that information, we'll delete it and go on in here and get busy. Alright. We'll just select that, hit start, and off we go. But go ahead and smash that like button if you enjoyed these videos and you want to see more. And subscribe if you haven't already. I appreciate it. It helps me know you want to see these, and I will keep doing them. It just helps me know, so I don't want to make anything if people aren't interested. So if you like these videos and want to see more, show your support by subscribing and hit that like button. And I've been posting. I changed my times on posting a little bit. I think I'm settling on 12, but it could be anywhere between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. around there, somewhere around there, that I'll be posting videos. I'll try to keep it in that kind of pattern, because I used to post them overnight, and I only did that for the internet, but I decided to start scheduling it so that upload it at night and then just schedule it for the time slot. So if you see it, that's when it's coming out. Alright, we're going to go ahead and hop in. And there we go. We got our icon. We got our little manure heap here. And you can see there, it's got the information the same as the other one did. And same as the other one showed. So it should be fine. And of course, if you did all this, if you bought animals. Let me see what we got here. We could buy, let's just buy one. We're not going to do it though. Like I said, we're not going to do the whole deal. But let's just see. Of course, we don't have anything. We hadn't got everything set up to feed them. But what I was going to look at was, let me see. Let me go out front and look. We should have a cow. Yeah, there's the cow. So you can see that's good. Okay, so that shows us what we need. See all that? And so you're going to need food. You're going to need straw. In this case, this one's automatic water. So if it don't work for some reason for this one, it's because of the water probably. But it should work for this one from my understanding. So like I say, I'm not 100% on that. If this one has to be on one of the small cow barns. But if it doesn't work for that one, that would be probably why it would need the water. And this one is not a custom one; it's an in-game large one. But it does have the water. It's right there. That little thing is the water, but it just don't let us go do it. So, but anyway, I'm gonna call that an episode. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, turn on your notification bell if you want to receive a notification every time I post a video. Goodbye, everybody.